Well, hello friends and followers. So here's the state of the union of the home office and the ham radio equipment, the ham radio shack as they call it. So I've been trying to get radios off the floor and fixed, as I had bought radios and never fixed them. Anyway, this could be reorganized. Here's the case for the 100V, not done yet. I picked up this L4B and I plan to clean it up and buy a final 3500Z for it, and it'll probably work fine. The covers for that are over here. I want to get that off the floor and put somewhere. Here's the 100V. I'm still waiting for a 10-meter crystal for it and a Joe Batchelor broadband coil for 20 meters, and I'll put that back together and put it back in its case and I guess promote it to the desk. Soldering iron and a mic. I'm going to wire the mic for one of these radios here. There's the working 3500Z tube for the amplifier. I just try to put it somewhere where I won't kick it or harm it. Boxes the radios came in. I guess those will be headed to the garage. Vacuum cleaner that does a good job of iRobot cleaning the place up. Anyway, I just got done fixing this Ten-Tec Omni 6 by putting an audio amplifier into it onto the IF board. And that was plaguing this thing for months and I couldn't make any progress on it. I found an audio amplifier on Amazon from the communist Chinese, which works very well. You gotta love those Chinese. Here's the Drake R4B TX4B pair, matched pair. This R4B took a lot of work to rebuild. It had a transformer that failed, and I ended up spending a weekend cleaning it all out, all the old transformer tar, and putting a new transformer in, which didn't quite work exactly, and an additional transformer for some tube filaments. So that's receiver's working well now. It lights up, and it's a pretty receiver. I just finished the power supply, I think yesterday, day before. That is a AC4 power supply that somebody had modified to a Johnson Ranger. I picked that up off eBay and was able to revert it back to Drake, and so I can run the Drake T4XB with that power supply now. I can also run the Drake TR4, which is a complete transceiver. So that's the status on all that. I picked this up at a ham fest. It's a great little power supply for debugging things. It's good for 0 to 30 volts. It's like a lab supply. SB200 linear. I just used this thing yesterday and it worked great for talking across on, I think it was 17 meters. Antenna tuner essential. 2 kilowatt antenna tuner from my NFED works great. You've seen the Drake TR4. This one's in good shape. It really is beautiful inside and it's very clean. It works very well too. There's the venerable Henry. I like the Henry enough. I have it on eBay for sale just because I don't like the inductor tuner here at all, or the roller tuner. It's just painful. But this thing really works well. I could probably raid this amplifier for tubes to put into the L4B, but I'm not going to do that. If something is working, I have a rule that you shouldn't touch it. Here's the Drake, I'm sorry, this is this Ten-Tec Omni 5 that my buddy Pete had me get because it was priced well on eBay. This thing I got working, it had a few issues, but nothing dramatic. I think it just needed aligned, and the didn't need much alignment, just the passband adjusted, and the 2.4 kilohertz filter was had loose crystals or something. I resoldered that and it came back to life. So that's a good radio. I had a couple of Q's on it and it works really well. And that's about it. Everything else here needs fixed. So what's left to fix are the Central Electronics 100B. I want to get a 10-meter crystal into this thing, and the Joe Bachelor coil into it for 20 meters. And I also want to get this fan mounted up to the transformer. The new transformer for it is a little different than the old transformer, than the 100V transformer. This thing has a 200V transformer in it. So I got to take the bolt out in front and put a longer bolt in there. And I did put a little diode, a 4-diode bridge in here where the 5U4 was. That's what powers the rig. It's over voltage though, and I added 3 capacitors because the ones in there, of course, were bad. So also put a new scope tube in here, which seems to work. Fixed the VFO, took it all apart, lubed it, serviced it. It was all jammed. Of course, the knob got broken shipping, but I do have a new knob for it, thank goodness. I just don't put the new knob on until the radio is ready to be used and displayed. What else? This thing will suppress sideband really well. It works in all functions, so I'm pretty happy with it. For an old 58, 59 radio, it's pretty cool. So I want to get this thing working on 20 and on 10 and then try it out on the bands. And that leaves the most recent acquisition, which is the Drake L4B Linear. I bought this kind of on a lark. I shouldn't have bought it, but the guy that sent me this linear, he left the tubes in, and one of the 3500Zs broke. So I have to buy another one. I just haven't decided. You know, they're like $250 for a brand new one from RF Parts. So I haven't yet thought I'm going to spend that money. There's some stuff on eBay that I may deal with. Also, the chimneys are broken, so this one works. This chimney's fine. This chimney is shattered. I did tape it up and then put it back in. I might try it with a tube for a while and see how it goes, but the tape will melt. I have to get a new chimney for it. These chimneys are hard to find. Otherwise, I haven't really gone through this linear. I haven't checked the switches. I did lubricate the fan. I've never had good tubes in it to try it, so I want to go through it. The power supply seems good. I've been running the power supply on this thing with a Variac to reform the capacitors, and it'll make almost 3,000 volts on SSB mode. So I think this power supply is ready to go. I just gotta get some tubes and make sure the amplifier is ready to go. Look at the switch contacts, make sure they're all clean. Give it a try. So that's where I'm at. Too many radio projects for the time being. I guess they're all calming down now. I really just gotta focus on getting this thing finished. Getting this thing finished and tested and put on the desk. And that's about it. I have one more radio coming, which is an FT757GX Yaesu, which I wanted to get because A, it was cheap, B, it has solid state finals, and C, lots of people know a lot about the radio. So I figured I can fix it. It does receive, the guy says, but doesn't transmit. So I do like talking on AM and FM, and I like a radio that does all modes. I don't have, well, I guess this radio here does all modes. This one doesn't do AM, but it does FM. I think that 757GX from Yaesu will do everything. AM, FM, it does it all. Anyway, I've always wanted this Drake pair to work well. I've sold off a few Drake pairs to people that I've fixed in the past, but I think this one I'm just going to hang on to. Yeah, they're pretty radios, and they're fun to use. Amplifier, the SB200 is dependable. It's what you use at a pinch, just fire it up there. If you need real power, you can turn the Henry on here. Henry is kind of a pain to tune. I did make a tuning chart for it, and it works really well, so I made this tuning chart for it. Then I fixed 10 meters in the Henry, and so I put a new chart on the for the Henry, which are the new settings, because I changed the 10 meter coil and enabled 10 meters, so it kind of skewed all the values from this side. This is now the new side with the values to set the inductor to and the loading to. So that's about it, peeps. I just want to get this room neatened up. I'll be starting some job soon, so I don't really have time for ham radios anymore, fixing them. I gotta get what's here working and put away and call it a day. I'm not sure what to do with all this stuff here. Too many parts. I sent Pete a bunch of parts a while back, and there's still parts here, so I guess I've been accumulating parts as I need them. But I would like to, I don't know, have more room, have a basement, or have less parts. That would be fun. All right, that's my video. Little roundup of the office area here and the amateur radio room. This is really my home office where I work and do my stuff for work. It also doubles as a ham radio room, amateur radio office, or they call it a shack. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. If I don't talk to you, take care.